to echo one of the points that you've raised, I wanted to bring your attention to the fact that really what has happened to my father in the past 10 years and the stories that we have highlighted here today are really just some of the few stories that have become well known. Unfortunately, there are many, many other fates and destinies that have been altered by the Russian government and this new path of oppression of its own people.
In terms of what to do in the near future, there are two big developments coming up. Of course, the Sochi Olympics in February, where it is an opportunity to really bring attention to the human rights and the problems that civil society are encountering. Russia also is going to be chairing the G8 next year, which poses all sorts of complications, I think, for the members of the G8 that are in fact industrialized democracies, which is what the G grouping is supposed to be. We hope that there will be aggressive and further implementation of the Sergei Magnitsky legislation with a deadline of, I think, Carl, mid-December this year for the next round of the list. And we hope that there will not only be a larger list of people than we saw in April, but a higher level list of people as well. I would also argue for withholding any support for Russia's pursuit of OECD membership. If Russia doesn't abide by the rules in the organizations to which it currently belongs, I don't see any point in bringing it into yet another organization so it can defy the rules there. So there are things we can do, we should do. We need to hold our leaders to account and make sure that they uphold the principles of democracy and human rights against what Freedom House has described as the worst crackdown against human rights and civil society since the break of the Soviet Union. But I think back to 2003 and the arrest of your father is arguably the main tipping point in this direction when we, including myself and the Bush administration, didn't do enough. And I hope we don't repeat that mistake again. Thank you.
But we invested, well, first of all, into our people, into our civil society. Civil society was number one to support our reforms because they were number one to benefit from them. So it's creativity of our people that helped us to do it, but not only from inside, from east and west.
10 long years of imprisonment for a man whose only crime was believing passionately, sacrificially, that Russia could change, that Russia could be better, that bringing to Russia modern and Western and really universal standards of transparency and integrity and responsibility could work. And he has paid a very, very high price for those principles. And on the hopeful side of the ledger, as Pasha referenced in his remarks, we are seeing increasing signs of the Russian people saying, no more. We are ready to be citizens. We are ready to take responsibility for the future of our nation. We are ready to pay the price, the very hard price, for real freedom, real democracy, real human rights, real rule of law, real legitimacy for the country we love, for the country we have a genuine and patriotic devotion to.